Leo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-July 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Leos. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going, my guides. Talk to me. What do we got for the beautiful Leo collective here in mid-July? We're getting very close to your birthday, my friends. Hope you're getting ready for the festivities. Well, let's see. Talk to me. What energies, messages, insights can we pull for our good friends here? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for the Leo collective, please. Guides and spirit team, talk to me. What do we have for my friends? Nice and quick. There it is. Okay, so there is a bit of complexity here. Okay, and this could also represent appearances. I usually don't link appearances to this card, but for some reason that's popping out to me in one form or another. But the big thing I always think of this is a complexity, or something that may seem very simple and like a no-brainer, but there's more moving parts to it. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the July subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So if you look at the imagery of it, we have this woman, she's looking in a mirror, she's holding a mask, multiple reflections, multiple masks. There's a lot of items all over this little dresser right there. And there's also a babushka doll, which has layer upon layer upon layer. So when I see this, I just think of a lot of energies. So for some of you, the message could be very simple. Maybe there's just your energy split in a lot of different places. Maybe you're feeling a lot of big feelings or big things, or there could be a lot of situations or people affecting your energy in this time. But a big thing, again, this represents a complexity to me. So there might be some situations, again, that normally it's like, yeah, normally this would be a no-brainer, but there's more moving parts to it than people might realize with this card in the mix. Also, the fact that there is a mirror, there's makeup and things like that. For some of you, there could be a focus on your appearance, a little more so now than normal. Okay, so whether you're changing something about your look, or, I mean, it could really be anything. It's very aesthetic and beautiful, but we're just going to leave that right there. Let's get into tarot. And I always say with this first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the lovely Leos, please. What do we got for my friends? And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was a very powerful energy. It was pretty intense. The reading was titled A Karmic Ending. Now, listen, karmic cycles closing out, that's not always a bad thing. So for some of you, know that this energy could bleed over for a couple of weeks. Sometimes our life's journey takes a shift or something culminates. And I did feel for a lot of you, whether it is a time of transformation or something closing out, it was showing up in a big way last week. So let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. So let's get it going. 3 cards here for the lovely Leos. My gods, what do we have for our good friends? What energies do we have? Quick. Okay. So we're starting with the 7 of Swords. We're going to have to keep an eye on that one. Was not expecting that to pop out initially. Okay, so, I mean, this could just be a little mysterious. I've been picking that up in all the fire signs in recent weeks. There's like a little touch of mystery or the unknown. Let's get 2 more. Okay. Double 7s, lots of number signs here. Spirit could be trying to warn some of you about something. This is also karmic as well with the 7 of Pentacles. Let's get one more out here, then we'll really start piecing this together. Okay, quick. Temperance. Okay, so a lot of you need to know that you are protected as well. Okay, if something has come to a stop or you've been having difficulties with it, it's probably for the best for whatever reason. But let's talk about it. There's a lot of energy at play here. Let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. So at first look, first glance here, we are seeing a few patterns starting to show up. Now, elementally, it's a little bit of a mixed bag. We got some air, we have some earth, we have some fire, which is generally good. So this could be several different situations. We have a repeating number sign already. We have an extremely angelic energy. So there's a lot of different layers to this reading and a complexity, kind of like what we were seeing within that oracle card. So let's go through. There's not a lot of action happening here. So again, for a lot of you, if time seemed quiet or things are a little too quiet, it's like something could be building up in the background. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. So position number one, we have the Seven of Swords. Now, I'm sure if you're a reader yourself or you understand tarot, this is a card that should always be paid attention to. See this individual, they're making away with those swords. Now, I'm an optimistic style reader. I don't always go worst case scenario, so I'll give you both possibilities here. Now, in its best case, the Seven of Swords could just be mystery. It could just be something you don't quite see, something that's right out of your view. Okay, so there might be something you don't quite know about yet, a piece of information or a situation that's just out of view, and there's some mystery connected to it. But there could be a big warning with this card as well. The Seven of Swords is not a super trustworthy energy. This could be representative of somebody that you might have trust issues with. It could sometimes represent snake-like type of individuals, people like, especially with financial, even like with head games. Like there's a lot of things not to like about the Seven of Swords. So it could be a warning that we'll need to take a look at, specifically if it's a dicey person. But with all this inaction on the back end, I don't necessarily feel like it's bad. It could just be the mystery we were discussing already. So we'll see what's up with that as we move further. This could be important. Okay, now moving to the center, we do have our second seven. And I just want to mention already the fact that we are seeing number signs here, repeating sevens already. That's pretty big. So for some of you, you might be seeing signs and synchronicities more so now than you normally do, right? I know there's a lot of people out there that always see them, but they could be ramping up. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is quite different from the Seven of Swords. We see this individual, they're kind of waiting, they're letting those pentacles grow. They're being very patient. So that's a big thing with this card and Temperance. They're very patient. They're not making many moves. So it could be a little quiet when this card is in the mix. It could represent a connection to nature. It could represent things like gardening. It could be so many different things. But to me, it's just like, I'm just going to wait until something is ready. I'm going to wait till it's ripe before I pick it. I'm going to wait until it's complete in one form. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is also a very karmic card. It speaks about reaping what you sow. That's why I say it's a universal energy similar to the Temperance card. So the karmic archetypes could still be here. So whether this is someone getting karmic energies back at them from the Seven of Swords, we'll just see what everything has to say. But if you're laying low in regards to something in this time, that might be the best. And you could be receiving a lot of signs from Spirit. They might be trying to give you a heads up or warn you. And if there has been something that's given you some fits lately or something that's been a little harder than it should be, it could be for a very particular reason. Spirit could be protecting you because we have Temperance on the back end. Now, this card does link to the zodiac sign of Sagittarius, a fellow fire sign, and it's calm. And it's usually not really moving. It's not doing too much. It's about taking a rest, taking a break from something. So very similar to the Seven of Pentacles, extremely protective though with Archangel Michael on it. So keep in mind, you might be being protected or guarded or watched over. Even if you're not the most spiritual individual, it's like somebody watching over you, which could be really nice, but it can be frustrating with the Temperance card because it's like, okay, well, I want to do something, I want something to change, but it's like we have these possible situations or roadblocks that are stopping you. Now, this energy could be good, but at the same time, it could be frustrating. That's something to always remember. A thing I'll mention about this before we start clarifying, the Temperance card always has Michael dumping the water. It's very alchemical, so it's something that's building up. There's an energy building up here. So I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have for my Leo friends, please? Guides and Spirit team. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Swords. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Leo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Seven of Swords time. Talk to me. What do we got? Quick. Lady Justice, surrounding more karma. Okay, so for some of you, you might just need to hear that Spirit is taking notes. Okay, so in this time, it might be a good time to lay low, do the right thing in regards to all the situations. I'm not making judgments or anything like that. But if anything, if you've been quiet for a while, in regards to a person or a situation, or you're just doing your own thing, if you're in hermit mode, that could be for a purpose. Like I'm not one to say like, oh, it's all fate, it's all grand design, but for some reason here, I can't stop letting go of that feeling, especially with the karmic energy that we saw last week. We have it here again. So whether this is a karmic warning from spirit, or spirit saying like, listen, someone, if they haven't been doing right, if they're doing the wrong thing, if they're doing the wrong thing with people and to people, they are going to get their karma served up to them. Okay, because notice around the Seven of Swords, it is completely surrounded by karmic energy. So just know, like, somebody may have a toll that they need to pay off in one form or another. Now, Lady Justice also could represent balance, decision making. She could represent legal things. So in this time, if you're doing anything contractual, make sure you're double reading, triple reading it before you put your signature down on it, whether it's a contract, whether it's a lease. Just be very careful about anything to do with legal work, legalities, or anything like that. But this karmic energy is showing up here in a big way. So whether it is a karmic problem or a spirit saying like, hey, I mean, people could hide, but you can't run from spirit. You can't run from the universe. You can't run from karma. What you put out, you will get back in return. Let's move over to the Seven of Pentacles. So we're getting that very simple theme, kind of like what we were seeing last week. So let's see what the Seven of Pentacles has to say. And for some of you now, could just be a big time of transformation with all this like chill energy on the back, like a cocoon of sorts. Let's see why the Seven of Pentacles is here. Okay. Wheel of another karmic energy. Another one. So the Wheel of Fortune is my good luck charm. This could be somebody waiting to pounce, or just waiting, biding their time till things line up, till things are just right, till things are just perfect. If you're of that mindset, I think that's a good place to be. If you have certain standards, and I'm not just talking about relationships, it could be work things too. If you have certain standards where it's like, this is where I want to go, this is what I want to do, hold tight to those standards. But again, with all this karmic energy surrounding this Seven of Swords, all the last messages still apply, even double now. But please watch for the omens, the signs, the synchronicities in this time, because whether it's spirit protecting you, whether it's spirit warning you, or whether it's spirit insulating you, like these omens are very clear, concise messages. That's a big thing we're picking up. Now, aside from that, the Wheel of Fortune is a good luck charm. It represents the cycles of life, and generally it moves really quick. So just know, if you are in a time of frustration or a time of waiting, or things seem a little quiet, that could change real quick. Okay, and it could be for the best. So just know, like, things pass and things change really, really quick when I see these energies linked together. Let's see what Temperance has to say. Yeah, it doesn't feel permanent here, but I mean, we can't get much clearer than what we're seeing with like all these energies surrounding the Seven of Swords. Okay, so whether it is that warning, or, I mean, it's there. Might be time for someone to pay a toll. But let's go in on Temperance real quick. We'll talk about it more during the recap. So why is Temperance in the mix? Quick. Okay. All right. Please just proceed with caution. That's one thing I'm picking up as well, like in all areas of life, not just relationships, not just with work. In this time, Spirit wants you to be cool, calm, and cautious. I do know that as a fire sign, I'm a fire sign myself, we are action-oriented people. When there's certain results we want or things we want, we make them happen, we make moves. But when I see the Ace of Pentacles in reverse underneath Temperance, again, I feel like Spirit is insulating a lot of you, protecting you, guarding you, watching over. So just, yeah, please pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. If you're not speaking to someone right now, okay, this is a very particular message for some of you, because sometimes the Ace of Pentacles is a talk or a conversation. If there's someone you're not speaking to right now, or the conversation's been funky, that is for the best. Okay, that's for the best for one reason or another. And again, I get this insulated feeling from Spirit. Okay, so whether you're a cross watcher or a Leo, it doesn't, like, whatever applies to you, there is spiritual energy all over the place and at play here, and you're protected. That's a big thing. Now, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, sometimes it could represent somebody missing an opportunity. Sometimes it could represent false opportunities that we need to keep an eye on. But to me, I feel this cautionary energy where Spirit's saying, like, listen, just take your time. Don't do anything too spontaneous. Don't just jump. And remember, I was already speaking about a certain thing about standards, about what you feel you deserve and what you do. Don't break your standards. I don't know why I'm giving that message, but someone might need to hear it. You know what you deserve, okay? And just really hold up to that. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Leo, lots of different things have been coming through, so only take what's yours, of course. But if you kindly look in the box, lots of things happening here. Position number 1, before the shadow card, we have the 7 of Swords, a little fishy, a little dicey type of energy, clarified by Lady Justice in the upright, with the 7 of Pentacles next to it, with the Wheel of Fortune, which is all karmic energy insulating the 7 of Swords. So again, this could be a karmic warning. Just know when this time Spirit's taking notes, they could be watching. If someone's not doing the right thing, eventually that will boomerang back around. So whether this is a karmic warning or somebody catching that dose of karma or getting served up to them, that's very, very possible in this time. Okay, and no judgments here on any of it. But moving to the center, we have the 7 of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune in the upright. So a time of quiet could shift rather quickly. I felt here about standing up to things you feel you deserve, like, you know, having standards and living up to them in one way or another. If something doesn't meet your standards, then don't break them. That's like another thing I was picking up here. But this energy does move rather rapidly, and I feel a lot of omens. I feel a lot of signs from Spirit. You just need to have eyes to see it. I don't know why that's coming through, a big omen energy. On to the back end, we have Temperance with the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Now, again, be cautious in this time. Watch out for false opportunities and anything like that. But if there's someone you're not really speaking with right now, that could be for the best. And I just feel this very strong spiritual insulation here, or protection, which could be a really good thing. Again, something about standards showed up twice. So do with that what you will. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into that further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, Leo. Yeah, now might not be a time for big action. I mean, we'll see. Like, to me, it feels like the universe is cooking. But let's get you one shadow card here. What do we have in the shadows for you? And yes, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be really good too. So let's get you one. It's in the shadows for Leo. And if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. What do we have here? Thank you. High Priestess. She showed up, I believe, in the Aries reading. Pisces energy. I also link her to other water signs showing up here. Another spiritual energy. Now, the High Priestess is a card of secrecy, the unknowns, especially when we're looking at the shadow side of it. So for some of you, there might be certain situations where there is mystery involved, or maybe you don't have all the information, or maybe you're left without all the information. You have to put the pieces of the puzzle together yourself. That's very possible when she's here, but there's a very strong message. There's a very strong energy about you following your intuition when she shows up in the shadows, because it might be stronger than you think it is. Like, if you have a really strong gut feeling about something, Spirit might be wanting you to follow that with the High Priestess, okay, because she is a card of mystery and intuition. Another thing I will mention about her before we close it down is the High Priestess is very empathetic and sensitive to energy. So just know, for a lot of the Leos in this time, you could be more sensitive to these things, these energies, than you normally are. So, my friends, that's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the July subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The link is down below. But for the July subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of another one of my favorite decks, the Wizard's Tarot. Absolutely beautiful and works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, since I have the travel bug lately, let me know down in the comments what is the most beautiful place you visited in person. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.